Look at that for a view. Anybody recognise where we are? Three Sisters by any chance? Glencoe? Yep. Absolutely stunning. We're off to a good start there, aren't we? Yeah, we're in Glencoe, Three Sisters, and we're heading off up for a camp somewhere where I've been wanting to camp for a lot of years, up there, up in the Hidden Valley or the Lost Valley, whichever way you want to refer to it by. And when I say we, I'm out with Steve, Outdoors Lifestyle, who's just down there. So we're out for a two-nighter, and tonight we're camping up there in the Lost Valley, and then tomorrow morning we're going to get up and go up onto tops, up onto now I can't pronounce that one to the left, but I'll try and pronounce one to the right, where we're going to be camping tomorrow night. Bidden Nambien. Sorry to any Scottish viewers. So yeah, we're going to be heading up there tomorrow night and hopefully finding a nice little spot up there somewhere. But there is, it was supposed to be gale force winds and that today coming up here, and when I set off early this morning to get to Steve's, it was quite rough on the way up, but we've got here, and all weather forecasts and that had got winds dying off into afternoon up here, to which it has done. There's barely no wind at all now up here, but we've got some snow forecast for tonight, and then it's going to be quite a clear day tomorrow, the overcast, and then it's going to be snow again tomorrow night. So Sunday morning we'll see what that's like coming down. But yeah, we're going to crack on now, drop down these steel steps of at bridge at bottom and start making his way up the Lost Valley or the Hidden Valley. Can't wait for this one. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop at the minute. I cannot wait to get up here to this. I've been wanting to come and camp here for a long time, for a lot of years. Been up, you pass through here going up to like Fort William, up to like Ben Nevis, and I've done Ben Nevis 3 times, and we've stopped off at here many times, and you know, I've watched other people's videos and looked at pictures on it, and I've always thought to myself, I've got to get a camping up round there. We're here. That's it, Gabbin, let's get going. Though some of these views are opening out now. It's not that big a walk up onto the valley actually. Literally good outside at cliff edge here. Offered a bit in a brow in it, the Hidden Valley all opens out in front here, so there's a cracking waterfall down at the bottom here. All these cascades and little waterfalls and that, they're absolutely stunning. This is the A82 road, and we've got all these tops at back of us. Not even going to try and pronounce them, so I don't even know what to call them anyway. So we've not much further to go before we get up there. Look at that. Is that just a scene of awesomeness, mountain awesomeness? That's fantastic, that. Absolutely fantastic. It's not too bad going up along here, when you look at any walking groups and things like that, you know, when obviously done all my research into the route up and everything, and a lot of them describe a bit of mild scrambling in places, which it is, to be fair, but main thing to watch out for is when it's wet and slippery like it is today, that bit of mild scrambling can turn into a little bit of hands-on scrambling, because it's that wet. You want to just make sure of your footing and your handholds and that, but not too bad. Like I said, just beware of this wet rock, because you certainly don't want to be falling into that ravine, I'll tell you. But we've just come up top end at waterfall here. I think it levels out a little bit here, like, but that drop off down there, bottom end at waterfall, you certainly won't want to be dropping into that, I'll tell you. But look at this white water, almost like rapids. It's fantastic, this, absolutely fantastic, loving it. Been saying to Steve down there back at car, says, getting ready, I says, come on, knock about. I says, I'm like a kid in a sweet shop here, can't wait to get up here. Absolutely amazing. Just marvelling at these great big massive, there's one down there where we just come up, but this great lump here, like these, there's a few more up there. All these have come from up there, or up there. Rockfall, boulders, great big massive. Wonder how many tons that weighs. Wonder how many tons that weighs, and it's fell either from up there or up there somewhere. I bet that made a right racket when it broke away and fell there, come tumbling down here, that. Like I said, there's quite a few of them. There's a few more up there as well. Littered with them all down here, these great massive boulders. Well, that's been a bit of fun there. As we've been coming up past here, we were on the right side of the river, and when you look at the map, just down at the bottom here, the path crosses over the river. But when it crosses over, because there's quite a lot of water flow, it was too deep, white water was too rough, so we've literally had to walk upside here, come through these all these moss covered boulders here, fruit trees, pick his way across just to get back onto the path at this side. Well, so that's been interesting. Bit of stone hopping, and we've had to be careful here because all them rocks are covered in moss, like I said. So yeah, we're back on track now, back on the path. We've not far to go now, I think from what I've been reading and what I've seen in other people's videos. Once we hit that brow just there, that's when valley opens out, so we're not that far away. We've just had a bit of rain come through as well, only a little bit, just a bit of drizzle, but you know, that stuff that wets you through. Just gonna put camera away now while we just climb up this. It's not too bad, but like I keep saying, because it's wet, this rock, it's really slippery, so just be careful while I climb this bit. Are you ready for this? I mean, that looks alright, doesn't it? keeping you in suspense, Anna. Just look at that. So this is the Lost Valley, or the Hidden Valley, and you don't see it from any point until you climb just over, get to the top of this brow here, this little bit of a ridge we've just come up. And as soon as you come over the top here, it opens out. You have to sort of come to this point here to get the actual view down into the valley. But look at that. And like I say, we're going to be pitching down here somewhere, and then tomorrow morning we're going to be going straight up middle of here. But that is amazing, that, innit? Look at that. So it's 8:40ish now, 20 past 4, 8:40ish. Sunset is not that we're going to get one. Might get a little bit of cover in the sky, you never know. We'll see. I'm not holding my breath. But I think it's about 20 past 5 or something like that now, so we've got about an hour and a half worth of light. Still be a little bit light after sunset, so let's get down here, get tents pitched up, chill out. What a place this is, what a place. And there's no wind either, like I don't know if I was saying earlier on. Winds were due to drop off, but even back down at car park, Three Sisters car park, there were barely no wind down there, so it has dropped right off. But it is basically take your pick. There's lots of grass, hedges, some little shelves down behind there, and there's quite a few little fireplaces knocking up and down, which is a bit sad to see, but it is what it is. So yeah, like I said, so there, look, fireplace just there. There's a few dotted about, some more down there in between them rocks further down there. So yeah, time to find a spot to pitch, and I will, well, once we've found a spot, got tent pitched, I'll fetch you back then. Right then, there we are, we're pitched up. It's starting to look light now, it's about 5 o'clock, but because we're in this amphitheatre of a valley, this bowl, we're gonna look light pretty quick. I was saying sunset's not well about 20 past 5, but we'd have still had some decent light, well about, well, easily gone 6 o'clock if we were up on tops light. But right then, everything's in there. It's like I was just saying, we're losing light quite quickly, so I'll show you what's going on inside here. So I've brought big brag, Neutrino Pro 900. I've got my down bottoms, my socks, my hot socks just there, my change of clothes up there, into snozzle bag packs there, my electrical drone, bits and bats in there, snacks, my toiletry kit. I've got my other camera there, and then me just like 3 days worth of full there, so full for today, tonight, tomorrow, and then Sunday morning. And there's my stove, my meths, my cup. I've already changed my top out of my clothes that I walked up in, my base layer, my mid layer, and then my rain jacket that's also in there, into me. I know quite a few people ask what this red hoodie is that I wear. It's a Century Designs. It's the 120 weight one, the top end, the warmest one. So yeah, it's a Century Designs one, and I don't wear it for hotels because it'd be too warm for walking in and stuff like that. But I basically use it for when I'm at camp. It's a mid layer, and then obviously I've actually got a new down jacket on for this trip. This is the Neutrino Pro, I think it is. Can't remember now. I'm sure it's the Neutrino Pro down jacket, 800 fill. So yeah, I thought I'd just fetch the warmer gear, like I said, my Neutrino bag, Neutrino jacket, hot warm gear, because it is supposed to get down to -5 tonight, and especially tomorrow up on tops up there. So yeah, I'm gonna set my kettle up now, like I say, get a brew on go. I think Steve just had his drone up. I don't know, I'll go and have a look and see what his footage is like, but I'm not going to bother with mine till tomorrow morning, I think. So yeah, kettle on, brew time. Right, well, it is now 7:05 and I don't know if you can hear, but it's now raining, and on the last forecast we were able to check, this rain at lower level was snow up on tops. So obviously there's no signal in this valley, so we can't recheck forecast to see if it's changed out like that, but there's barely no wind. There's an odd bit of breeze blowing through, but like I say, I've probably had about, I don't know, 3 quarts an hour, maybe an hour calling with Steve, had a brew. Like I say, it started spitting a little bit, and at that point we decided to retire to tents like. So yeah, got back over here, got changed out of my trousers into my fleece line bottoms, changed my socks. It's not too bad temperature at the minute, it's only about 4 degrees, so it's not like it's freezing or out like that. So I've no need to have my down jacket on and my down pants and everything. I'm quite comfortable as it is. So yeah, I think I'm going to probably get another brew on, get some tea, something like that, and maybe another hour, chill out, get legged in bag, and maybe have an early night. Just been saying to Steve before I come over, like, we're not going to be setting any alarms for it morning, with no rush to get up. It's just going to be a steady get up it morning, get some breakfast, steady pack away, and then we'll be heading up onto tops, like, see what tomorrow morning brings. If there is some snow down on tops up there, we'll assess situation, because it is going to be a little bit of a tricky climbing up there, but like I said, we'll see what it's like in morning. So brew time, bit of tea, I'll be at it sack. If I don't fetch you back before then, I'll catch you in morning. Well, good morning, and this is what we've woke up to this morning. It's about 8:30 now, I think. Been up since about 7:30. Like I was saying last night, didn't set any alarms or out like that, but I've had about 9 hours 16 minutes, something like that, sleep according to my watch. It rained quite a bit during night, and then obviously it's put quite a bit of snow down as well, which Steve was saying were quite a bit thicker at one point when he got up to the toilet last night, and it were quite thick snow. But then we've had some heavier rain during night, which has melted it a little bit. Currently about 0 degrees. So yeah, not long since been up, just been having a chat. Gonna fire the kettle up in a bit, get a brew on and get some breakfast. And while I've just been taking a leak over here, I don't know if you'll see them, but just on the hillside there and there, there's a herd of deer. There's about, I think there's about maybe 6 or 8 of them just there. About same there, there's about maybe 6 or 8 of them there, so probably a herd. And I'm sure just on this side here I can see a big stag. So I'll see if I can spin camera around and show you. I don't know if you can just about make a mark just there. And then just there. They don't look that far away behind. I'm saying they don't look like that, from where I'm stood, they don't look that far away, like, but obviously they are quite a distance away, like, because you don't it don't look, get impression of this place, it don't look that big, but it is. It's a big vast place, this. And we've just been saying that's the way we're going to be going up onto the tops this morning or later on, but we're hoping that this mist clears. When we first got up this morning, we could see that other, whichever one that is there, that were all nice and clear, and there was some valley mist in bottom there. That looked quite well. Got some good pictures of that. But yeah, there's a bit of light trying to poke through just up above here, just up there, look. So yeah, we don't want to be sort of climbing up there in cloudy mist. So we're definitely hoping that it clears up a bit before we set off. No rush. Of course, wild camping is legal in Scotland, so we don't have to be up at crack of dawn and gone. Right then, enough faffing. I'm going to get kettle on, get a brew on, and get some breakfast. Well, I'm just sat there having a brew, admiring that there. I turned around, nearly wet myself. You can't see a great deal on it just yet, but you might not be able to see it on this camera, but top at summit is just starting to come into view up there. I've just been saying to Steve, it's like looking up at Everest, honestly. Starting to clear, this clear sky that's coming this way, it's slowly moving up that way, and you can just start to see it tops up there. I don't know if you can see them on camera, I can't see from what I'm looking at there, but that is starting to look well up there. That is like honestly, what a place, what a place. Look at that, unbelievable. Coming. Look at that sunlight shining on them tops there. Come on, come on. Little bit of valley cloud coming in just start down here now. I hope that don't come up through here. Look at that, honestly. Right, we made a start on packing up now. I've got to fly off at tent. Just there's a little bit of, with a bit of condensation on underneath that fly, there's a little bit of wet on top of it into there, so I'm just letting that dry off. There's a slight, very ever so slight breeze got up, so yeah, there's been quite a few groups come through here this morning, heading off up that way. Hopefully they're heading off up there and ploughing some tracks for us to follow. So yeah, I've just, I don't know what's going on with my drone. I've just had drone up, sent it off down there to fetch it up here, lost signal. It did that last time when I went in Owlgills. I got some good footage, obviously, as you saw in Owlgills video. And then, I don't know if I was saying in that video, I sent it out one last time and it lost signal. You press home button and it come back like, but then it was just hovering here. And I couldn't get it down, so I don't know what's going on with that. I don't think it was flashing up firmware. So I might have to, I don't know, when we get up onto the top side, I was hoping to get some really good footage like, so it don't look as though we're going to get out. When we get up there, I'll try and get another go like, but I certainly don't want to lose that up there, that's for sure, because if it drops out of the sky up there, I ain't getting that back. So yeah, when I get home, I have to have a look at that and see what the firmware issue is. So yeah, like I say, getting packed up now. It's quite mild up here actually. When I looked at the my thermometer app on my phone, it hadn't dropped down much below 0 all night like, so, and it was about 2 degrees when I put it away, and it's certainly warmed up from that. Well, I reckon it's maybe about 3 or 4 degrees now, but obviously the higher we get up there, it's going to get colder. So be putting the extra layers on and gloves when we start ascending up that. Definitely looks like there's been quite a fair amount of snow, more snow put down up there than what there was yesterday when we arrived here. But like I said, there has been a few groups going up there this morning, so we were just discussing on, you might not be able to see it, but on the map, the path, there's a big waterfall in the middle, just there, where that black bit is. There's a big waterfall there. The path goes off up to the right of that, and there's a big buttress, and we're debating whether you actually go up between waterfall and that buttress and then up through that collet middle there. So until we start getting up there, hopefully follow somebody else's tracks. It's certainly going to be a crampons and axe job going up there, which I'm looking forward to. It's looking good down that way again now. There was a bit of cloud coming, a bit of valley mist cloud coming, but it's opened up nice again down there. Right then, get the rest of this gear away, we'll start making tracks. Right then, we're all packed up. Just make out a little bit of a dry patch there where my tent was. You know the score as always, we'll leave no trace. Steve's just about ready, he's all packed up, he's just filtering some water. I've just been saying, like, I mean, with 2 days worth of food in and extra gear, these packs were weighing quite a bit anyway, but I've just filtered 3 litre of water, because we've been looking up map, once we get up onto the top of there, there's no water sources, so we're having to carry water up. So yeah, I've filtered 3 litre of water, so you've got another 3 kilogram in weight there, so I reckon this bag might weigh out like 15 or 16 kilogram now. So like I say, we're going to start making his way up hillside here, on this right hand side, following it path up. As I was saying earlier, there's a couple of groups come through this morning, so I'm hoping we can sort of follow in their footsteps and see what route they've taken up. But once we get up onto that, what they call a B-lack up here, or a cull, looks to be quite a lot of snow on there, so obviously we'll be putting crampons and axe on. But yeah, when we get to that point there, we'll be having a look at it, and like I say, seeing where them 2 groups have gone up in front of us, and assessing, see whether it's actually safe to get up there with this weight on. It'll be nice and steady away. There's no rush, it's only about 11:30 now, we've got plenty of time. Nice and steady, safety first. Well, let's crack on, we'll have a look at it when we get up there. a fantastic little gill coming down off at rock face there, look. Rocks here comes over at path. Rocks down into the bottom, just down here, rocks down into the bottom. Steady going coming up here, but I say steady going, it's taking it out of us. Let's see what we can see around this corner. Look. That's looking up to where we're going. And obviously that's looking back down into Lost Valley, Hidden Valley. I said earlier on, when you were down there looking up here, it don't look that far. But when one of them groups we were on about, we could just see him on a patch of snow just above that buttress. So to go up over that buttress, we could just see him on a patch of snow, and they looked absolutely tiny. And they were about an hour in front of us. So it's not like a quick 10-minute walk up this. It's going to take some time. Nice and steady away though, no rush. I was starting to get up a lot more into where snow is, a lot thicker, but it's really wet snow. It's not cold, it's pretty mild, so snow's really soft and wet. And then obviously we've got stuff like this to get across. This is one of the biggest ones we've come across. Little bits of waterfall, there's plenty of this black moss on it. So rock's been wet and this black moss, it's quite slippy. And I don't want to be dropping off, sliding off down there, that's for certain. So like I keep saying, steady as we go. Let's get across this. Right, we're making his way up this steep side now, and when we've got up to here, across over little gill down at the bottom down there, and there's two paths. There's actually, I don't know if I was saying, there's a route that goes off there, and I've just been saying we can see stone staircase there that goes off upside at waterfall, upside of that ravine, and between that buttress there, but with this, what I didn't like look at that from even looking at it down there. But obviously that is a route up, but then as like I say, as we've got that down here, there's a stone staircase that fetches you up here, but it's just steep going, hard going, but it's just steady away. And we're also following in somebody else's footsteps as well. So one of them groups that has come up this morning that we saw going over at top of here, obviously they've come up this way somewhere and got across there. So yeah, we'll follow in their footsteps and see where it takes us. Then a bit of a quick update. We're as plan A, heading up to that Beelack up on top of there, that steep bit, and heading up onto them two Munros there. That was plan A. We're kicking plan B into action. Steve's struggling a little bit with his legs. His fitness, he's feeling it a little bit. So what we've done is we've come detoured off. We're heading up this here. We've sort of followed route, like I was saying, some other footsteps, footsteps, and we followed them up, and they've come up this gill. But it's all this really loose rubble stuff. And Steve just set some rolling there. We've had to be really careful. So I've just been saying we're getting out at gill and onto actual hillside where grass isn't snow. At least we can kick some good foot, toe footholds in, rather than trying to negotiate all this big bouldery scree and stuff rolling there. It's quite dangerous, that. Like when I'm going up in front, I could easily set like a little boulder avalanche going out, and it could easily take Steve out behind me. So as I always say, safety is the first plan. Like I say, we'll get onto this hillside here. At least we're on grass and a bit of snow. We can, like I say, we can kick some better footholds in rather than all this loose stuff. So yeah, this plan B is to head up this buttress in front of us. We've had a quick look at map. We'll go up to the base of this, and then we traverse round and just off at the back of there looks like there's some nice looking tarns and some flat ground. And then like tomorrow morning we may, I think we might look at camping there tonight, and then obviously we'll pick the route up off of that side and down the other valley tomorrow morning, which for the planned route anyway. So yeah, we're not doing the 2 Munros, we're sticking to a little bit lower level, plus we can't see out anyway, so we're up in cloud base at the minute. There's a little bit of blue sky above us there, so but we'll see. So yeah, let's get up here. I'll probably fetch you back when we find where these towns are, and we'll assess situation. So as we're getting a lot higher now, we're getting into a lot more deeper snow, but we've picked tracks up. There's a couple gone up in front of us here. We've just picked their tracks up there. As we were coming up down below us here, they came straight up and across. So they've just gone up on that snow on the right side of this buttress there. We've just watched them climb up that kicking steps in, so it looks like the better route up. But I've just, one of the things to watch out for, I've just come across there, and there's some really deep drops in between rocks there, like so. So yeah, this is where we're going to head here. We'll follow their footsteps onto this snow, and then these towns are just up on top of there. So like I've just said, we'll get up there, assess situation, and I think that's where we might be camping tonight. We'll crack on up here. That's what we're coming up, and that's the rest of what we've got to go up. I've just been saying to Steve, like it's there's a couple of inches soft snow, but it's wet, and underneath, I mean, like I was saying, we're following that couple up, and them 3 lads have just gone up in front of us, but I don't know if you can see where they've kicked in here. There's bits of snow rolling off the side of here. But what we've got is we've got this soft layer of soft snow, but then underneath it's quite icy. I've just been saying to Steve, if it had been any tougher, this would have been crampons for sure, and axe. We probably ought to have had them on just to be on the safe side, but it's not. Like I say, we go in following in somebody else's kicking, you know, they've kicked in good footholds with that bit of ice underneath. It's quite solid underneath, so we're just following them, and we're all right. But we're not far off now. We'll go about 10 or 15 yards after 2 minutes. But we're not far off at top now. So just a little bit of an update. We've adjusted as plans again, which is always a good skill to have when you're certainly in mountains like these. It's a good thing to know when to adjust plans and stuff. So as we were saying, we're going to camp it down at them tarns. So obviously when we've got up here, when we've looked across to, I think you'll not see them, but you can just about make them out just down there. And there's keep hearing somebody around the corner around there. Somebody's enjoying the sense, but them tarns down there were at the elevation we were at. We're going to maybe lose about 100 metres in elevation. So I thought there's no point in that. So we're at the about 950 mark now. So this one up in front of us here, we're going to head up to this one, which is 1150, I think, something like that. which is the route we're going to be taking off in morning anyway. So that'll help us tomorrow morning. We're a lot closer to his route off and back down to the car. So it's only about 2:30. We've still got plenty of time. So yeah, we're going to head up to the top of this one, and we will be finding a spot up there somewhere. So yeah, somebody's enjoying the sens down there, shouting and bawling. I don't know if you can hear them. There, shouting and bawling, echoing in valley. So yeah, we're going to steadily make our way up here, because this is a fair old steep pull. So we'll crack on up here. Right, we've made us way up onto this other summit here, this Glencoe and Locking or whatever it's called. Say again, sorry for pronunciations. I've had a little look up on top of there. There's some flat spots, but seems a lot more rocky. Where here we've just come across this little bit of a shelf just here, and it seems a little bit, there's like some grass poking through snow and that, so I think we're going to get pitched up here for tonight. It's knocking on now, it's gone 3 o'clock. We've got, I don't know, maybe another hour and a half worth of light left, so we need to get some food and drink in us as well, because that has been tough coming up that there. It's been a tough day that coming up. So yeah, get this bag off at back, get tent pitched up, get some snap and a brew on and get warmed up. Well, we've actually decided we're going to push on a little bit further, because up there we're getting quite breezy, and when we've looked at forecast, them expected high winds that were coming around dinner time, they were arriving at 3 or 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, 40-mile-an-hour gusts, and we're on a bit of a ridge there, so we're already getting a bit of breeze coming our way. So we've decided we've got about an hour and a half before sunset. We're gonna drop off. We're following it ridge down with the route we will be taking off, and we're going to see if we can get as far around as we possibly can and try and find somewhere else to camp, maybe a lot better sheltered spot. So, but we've had to, just coming down on there, we've had to pop spikes on just to be on the safe side, because it's this snow up here is a lot more icy, it's a lot more compact. Some guys doing some climbing and that here with ropes and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna bob you away, and when hopefully we find a better spot, I'll fetch you back then. Right then, we're in a bit of a conundrum. That spot where we thought we might get pitched up on top there, where when I spotted here where we said we were on that ridge and we were saying we're maybe camping there, and it was too windy. We checked weather forecast, it was usually be 40-mile-an-hour from sort of 3-4 in the morning, so we came up onto the top at summit at 1150 metres, watching climbers and that. We dropped off that ridge, spot to a guy on top that said, we said, is there any camping spots? He said not really, so it's too rocky and boggy. So we've just kept coming and coming and coming. We've found a few potential spots, but too boggy. It's just, we've come to an area where it's just off this side of the valley, it's just way too, there's too many rocks, it's too boggy, too wet, we just can't get in anywhere. So we've come to a point of sort of no return, or the point of we drop down here. We've come so far now here, we just follow this route down, this path down here now, and we pick up the path in the valley, and as last hope is to maybe find a spot, a pitch, couple of pitches down bike path. If not, we're going to be getting head torches on and making his way back down to the car, and probably camping down at bottom end there somewhere for second night, which we came to camp at over 1,000 metres second night, and it's just not turned out that way. But like I've said a few times, you have to adapt in mountains. You've got to, you know, you come into mountains, it's not a campsite, is it? You've got to find your campsite, and we just haven't been able to find anywhere. So yeah, you've got to adapt, alter your plans, and that's it basically. So yeah, drop off down here into the valley, get on this path. Fingers crossed we might find somewhere, we might not. If not, we're going to end up back at the car. So I'll fetch you back along the way if we do find somewhere, and I'll keep you updated. Right then, good evening. When I say good evening, it is 10 to 8. So I'm just looking at the map of the route we've done today. Our last spot here, didn't I, up at the top of, as we were coming down off the Glencoe, Nan Lochan, down where them towns were. So yeah, we left. Bit of a brief what we've done today. We left the Hidden Valley this morning. The plan was to go up the Beelac up to Glencoe, whichever one that is up to the left. Then go on to Bidden Nambian and camp on there. Then come round and come across onto Glencoe, Nan Lochan, and then come down this valley where we are now. So yeah, we set off up, got up past waterfall. Cloud and mist came in. We decided that we didn't want to risk going up that Beelac with poor visibility up onto Nambian and that. So we cut off up slopes, as you'll have already seen in footage from GoPro on that this morning. That was tough going up there. Some really steep snow climbing up there. Fun, but tough going. Got up onto the top. We did think about camping off near some towns, there's some unnamed towns, but again, like I was saying, we were going to lose about maybe 100 metres of elevation to get down to them. Then we'd have had to come all the way back up, like what would have been like tomorrow morning. So we decided to go to the top of, to the summit of Glencoe, Nan Lochan, which is at 1115 metres. We got to the top of there. We found a potential spot, but again, looking at we got a bit of signal once we got up there. Looking at forecast, the original forecast was for sort of midday tomorrow. Winds getting up to like 40-50 mile an hour gusts and sort of 25-30 mile an hour winds, but that had come forward. So when we got some signal up there, Steve managed to get a forecast up, and then 40-50 mile an hour gusts were from 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. And that bit where we actually were getting a little bit windy as it was. So we decided to push on. We went to the summit, followed round along that ridge there on the south buttress, across the pinnacle buttress top of the not sketchy out like that, not technical, just walking along a ridge. Had to put spikes on just to be safe. Dropped down, we found a bit of a shelf where there were some potential spots. But again, too rocky, too rocky and boggy, if you like, really boggy. Let's just steaming up a minute. Just give me a sec. That's better. Yeah, really boggy and rocky. So we literally wasted half an hour up there walking round trying to find a good spot, and then at which point we decided to carry on down to some other towns which are sort of at bottom below sort of the Glencoe, Nan Lochan. But when it just all the way down there, just rocky, boggy, just too wet. So like I say, as you'll have already seen from GoPro footage, we got to a point where it was not that we'd sort of gone past a sort of no turning back point, or it was sort of a point where it would either drop down to this Glencoe, Nan Lochan route, which is the path that you come down this valley here, and once we got down to there, it was either come down to the car, or as we got down into the valley here below Three Sisters, find a nice little grassy shelf somewhere and get pitched up, and that is what we've done. So we'll literally come down majority of that route, coming down valley there along that path with head torches on in dark. Got onto here, found a couple of nice little shelves on here, little really nice little grassy lumps, and that looks, when we've been looking about, looks as though it's a popular spot from people coming over from Cartway car park. Is up back up on the road and they come on here because there's a couple of fire. See where a few people have had fires knocking about, and there's a odd bit of rubbish about, which is a bit shit to see, but hey, oh, it is what it is. So yeah, we're literally, I bet we're no more than half an hour from the car, because where we are here, we just paths on here about 10 or 15, 20 yards that way. There's been a few groups of people, climbers coming down, we've heard them go past. So literally 5 minutes down here, cross over the bridge, over at Rivercoe, up onto the road, and maybe 10 minutes walk back on the road, back to the car, and that'll be it. I suppose one good thing to come out in it is that, you know, we haven't got all that walking and all that descent tomorrow to do. Because we want to got back to the car really late tomorrow morning, probably it'd have been late afternoon, and then we've got 5 hours to drive back to where Steve lives, and then I've got another 2 hours home. So in one roundabout way, it has been a bit of a blessing in disguise. Slightly disappointed that we didn't manage to get a camp up on top, like, because that's what we came to do. We came to have a camp in Lost Valley, and then a camp above 1,000 metres. But like me and Steve have both said, it's been one of them situations where it's been what it is. We've made a choice, a decision to come down. I think decision was taken out in his hands really, because like I've just been saying, we just could not find a good enough spot to camp. There's no point camping in wet boggy ground, that's just no good whatsoever. And like I say, a lot of stony rocky ground. Like I said, we managed to find a couple of nice spots here, and half an hour back to the car in the morning, get our breakfast on the way home, and we'll both be home in a good time tomorrow. So yeah, so like I say, it's one of them things. You can't rock up to these places and go up onto mountains at 1,000 and odd metres and expect to pitch a tent. You've just got to get up there, and if you can pitch up, you can pitch up, and you know, if you're lucky to do that, then all good. But like I say, you can't, you know, these places, it's not a given that you can go onto a summit like that at 1,000 and odd metres and pitch up. So yeah, it's been a really tough day that. We've done a lot of walking there, and as you can see from my face, I don't know, looks like I've got quite a bit of wind chill, I don't know. But in one way it's been enjoyable, climbing up them snow slopes on the other side, but then Steve's been struggling quite a bit coming down, he's struggled, so as soon as we've got these flat spots here and got tents up, and I'm going to chill out now, get this brew, enough gabbing now. I'm going to get my brew on, I'm going to get some tea, get a good night's kip, get up when we get up in the morning, pack up, and like I say, we're literally half an hour from the car and we can get home nice and early then. So yeah, I'm going to get my brew, some tea. I might fetch you back a little bit later when I'm ready for bed, and till then I'll catch you in a bit. Right then, well it's 9:45 now. I've had my tea, had a bit of chocolate what I'd got, and I've had a cup of hot chocolate as well, and I'm absolutely knackered now, so I'm going to get my head down. I'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning. It's 7:10. I've been up about 10 minutes. I've just had a message off Steve asking shall we sort of get packed up and get gone, because it's been raining quite heavy for the last couple of hours or something like that, but I had a really good sleep there, and I sort of got woke up a bit rain, so yeah, we've agreed that we're going to get packed up early and get gone at first light, so we've said for 8 o'clock. Like I say, 7:10, so I've just stuck kettle on, got a brew. It's really wet and damp and everything in here this morning. Everything's steaming up, lens keeps steaming up and everything, so yeah, we're going to get packed up and get gone this morning. We're going to call off at one at cafes, going back maybe an hour or so up road and get a breakfast and that. Right, well I was looking back at me piece that I did to you last night before I went to bed, and I thought to myself, wow, I look a bit, or I sound a bit deflated there, which I weren't. I was really tired last night, like I was explaining to you last night. It was a big day yesterday, a really big day. even by my standards, what we did yesterday, you know, if I'd have been on my sen, you know, I'd have probably done the same, looking for a spot up on tops and ending up coming down. It's a big day to be climbing up to over 1100 metres and then coming back down to this sort of elevation where we are now, and especially over that terrain in snow and stuff like that, and it's tough ground that what we've come down. So yeah, I weren't deflated, I was just tired. This lens keeps steaming up. So when I looked back at it, I thought, what crikey, I seem a bit deflated there, but I'm not. It's an area that I've always wanted to come and camp this, especially in that Lost Valley. I definitely think I'll be back there. It's a fantastic place that, maybe in summer or something like that, when going might not be as tough, and then we can get up onto the tops and like so to get one of them Monroes done. Anyway, that's me kettle boiling. I'll fetch you back when we're sort of all packed away and you can see me. Brew time, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, so as I was saying, we all got steamed up. Yeah, the Lost Valley is always it's a place I've always wanted to come and camp and visit. Obviously I've been through Glencoe probably maybe 3 or 4 times now over the years. And obviously you always don't wait to Fort William to like do Ben Nevis, because I've done like Ben Nevis 3 times, and I'm sure I've been through maybe 3 or 4 times. Definitely 3 times, and we've always stopped in car park, you know, at bottom to take a few photos at Three Sisters and that. Yeah, I'd seen other videos, seen like people camping at Lost Valley and Hidden Valley, and I thought I want some of that. And obviously I've did my research into routes and stuff up onto the Bidin and Bian and the other one at the other side, the 2 Monroes, aren't they, them 2 at the top of there. And it does that beelac at top does look a steep pull up that, and as I was saying yesterday or last night when we got up there, and it was quite thick with snow that, and with mist coming in and everything, we called it off. We made a call and called it a poor visibility. So yeah, that's why we ended up doing what we did yesterday. But yeah, as I say, I've always wanted to camp there, so I'm stoked that we've managed to get a camping on there. Slightly disappointed that we couldn't get camped up on top, but I managed to get some signal from my phone down here last night, and obviously I was catching up on Twitter and Instagram and stuff, posting a few pictures, and I got talking and on about like with weather and that. These, I mean, it's not bad here. It's been raining for the last couple of hours. Like I said, there's a bit of a little gust coming through, but not to worry about. But the weather had changed from originally, it was due to be starting to get worse with winds up on tops from midday today, at which point we'd have sort of been packed up and on his way down. But when we managed to get a bit of signal up on top, as I was saying, Steve managed to get a forecast up, and the higher gusting winds up on the tops was sort of, it had come really fodder to like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So what we've ended up doing has turned out to be a bit of a blessing in disguise, really, because I wanted to be packing up there at this time this morning up on top in 40-50 mile an hour gusting winds, probably snow up there, but if not, it'd have been driving rain and coming down what we've come down, because that it'd have been hard going, put it that way. So yeah, what we've ended up doing a bit of a blessing in disguise, really. So I'm going to suck rest in my brew, get a few breakfast bars, and like I say, we'll get packed up for 8. It's 20 past now, so I better make a start. 20 past 7, so I better make a start. We'll get off. It's not far to the car park. We just catch path back up here, drop down to the bottom of it bridge, up onto the road and up to the car park, and we'll be getting off. I reckon we'll be back down at the car for about 8, and like I say, drive down the road back to the nearest village, get a nice full Scottish breakfast. So I'll all the once we packed up, tent and away and everything, bag up back, I'll fetch you back then. So I'll see you in a short while. A quick view out at the tent door. So that is the view out of the tent door. That's where Steve is, just down there. That is his view. Time to get out because I need to take a leak. That's why I might be to see a little bit better now I've got out. I say Steve's just there. I got pitched up just here. And you can't see it because it's all in, but just up through that gap there, we're pitched just below Three Sisters. So 1, 2, 3. That's your Three Sisters just there. And we're pitched just below them. And we made his way down to here onto this nice open grassy bit. Some nice grassy shelves here. Like I was saying last night, we managed to find a couple of nice spots on a couple of little mounds. It's a bit boggy in places, but there's quite a few little mounds I got this on one here, and Steve were on a nice little dry mound here. So yeah, and past literally just here, runs off down there, off at bridge in bottom. Literally just there up on road is where car is, so literally 20 minutes, maybe half an hour back to the car. But yeah, that's where we came down from last night, up in that gap there, from the Stobcore, Nan, Lochan. And as I was saying, we had to make us way down, halfway down, we were losing light, ended up getting head torches out, so we're walking in dark and down into that Stob called Lochan Valley, I think as they call it. It misses the Nan bit out. So yeah, all the way down there. That were a hell of a day yesterday, even by my standards. That. So yeah, I think it's about 7:15 now. Just about packed up. Just got to drop tent, pack last few bits up. I'm gonna get off. Right then, all packed up. It's got rather dank and miserable around here this morning, but that's where I walk. You know the score as always, we'll leave no trace. Steve's just about ready, he's just got to chuck his bag on his back. Like I was saying, we've literally got probably less than half an hour's walk back to the car, so what I'm going to do, there's no point filming out of that walk back to the car, so I'm going to wrap it up here. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed it, even though we didn't sort of get half of what we wanted to do, but as I've already mentioned, probably a blessing in disguise that. Certainly didn't want to be packing up there and all that this morning, and potentially high winds and heavy snow and that, so yeah, a bit of a blessing in disguise, that one. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching, take care out there. I'll leave you with some sort of view. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you on next time.